Namaste all, hope you're doing well. Welcome to your practice. Today's practice is our Foundation Hatha 45-minute class. It's a beginner friendly, beginner accessible class with of course a few challenges dotted along the way to keep you tuned in and engaged in your practice, but always mindfully apply. Just play with your practice, no pressure, no force. If the seated position is accessible and comfortable for you to maintain for a few moments while we focus on the breath, I would encourage you to be in a seated position. If you find that challenging to any degree, please don't force for it. Little practice will come. Perhaps explore a lying down position to a point where the body is held and comfortable. So choose which is appropriate for you. If you're seated and you're comfortable, you can adopt a hand gesture or a mudra if you find they're helpful. Lift your spine. No matter where you choose to be, eyes closed and the mouth closed. As you take a few moments to really arrive and just to create space for your practice. If you're lying down, feel how the body is held. Any uncomfortable areas readjust. If you're in a seated position, how lifted can your spine truly be? Chin is slightly drawn back. In an effort to really draw your awareness towards your practice and into your immediate surroundings, become aware of sound. Not overly concerned with origin, just welcome sound. Each sound helps you to become a little more present. Draw your awareness more towards your practice. And from all the vibrations that arise from around you that you recognize as sound, now check in through the physical body. How does physical body feel as you come to your practice? Whole body. Note the condition of the mind. Are you feeling energetic? Are you feeling focused? Or otherwise? Just notice. And with this attuned awareness, we'll softly become conscious of the breath. As you allow your awareness to rest at the very center of the belly, and without trying to create, just experience. What's the body's response to the breath at the belly? Belly rises with the incoming breath, and the belly falls with the outgoing breath. And allowing your awareness to be completely consumed in the rhythm of the breath at the belly for a moment. Just the mind wanders, softly bring it back to the breath. If you are seated, please do remain as you are. If you've chosen any other variation, then softly begin to stir and taking some time, gently make your way to a seated position, in whichever way is accessible to you. Namaste mudra, palms lightly press in front of the chest. As you take a moment, set an intention, a sankalpa or dedication for your practice. Release your hands, chin to chest, a few gentle blinks opening the eyes. Namaste. Now softly release the hands. If you're not in a cross-legged position, crossing the legs over as best you can, and encouraging you to raise up the knees. Thighs closer, hands behind if you need to. If comfortable, your thighs, your shins, a little practice, clasp or wrists or a form, then really lift your spine. How tall can you truly sit? Chin sets a little back. If you haven't already done so, begin to put that conscious effort into your breath. In through the nose and out through the nose. Very comfortable. Your next inhale, begin to actively lift your chin towards the ceiling. Think lifting your chin rather than dropping the head back. As you exhale, allow your chin to drop softly towards the chest. Just notice the response, now moving into areas of discomfort and pain. Next inhale smoothly back to the center. Chin is a little back, and as you exhale, turn your gaze to your right. Recognize the length in the neck as you turn your gaze and turn the head slightly. You're not dropping the head down to one side. Inhale through the center. Exhale to your left. Noticing the difference between both sides. Not fighting for equal depth. Beautiful. Inhale through the center. Keep the gaze straight ahead, but as you exhale, drop your right ear to your right shoulder. Recognize the opening to the left side of the neck. Be mindful if there's any pinching on the short side, on the right side of the neck. Beautiful. Inhale back to center. How smooth can you work? Exhale to your left. Beautiful. Inhale back to center. Spine is lifted. Release the hands, the shins or the knees. Adopting cross-legged position as best you can. Your legs, however, can be out in front as you need to. You're intending to keep the spine lifted and we'll get nice and twisted. Take your right hand to your right side and behind, a little closer if you can to prevent leaning of the body. Left hand hooks over the right thigh. As you inhale, sit tall. As you exhale, get a little twisted. Feels good, the gaze follows. Inhale smoothly back to center. Exhale to your left. Little twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale smoothly back to center. Releasing your hands out to either side. So you can be on your fingertips or you can be on your palms. If you have any acute discomfort in your lower back this morning, perhaps you're keeping the hands grounded and work with just a slide out either side. If all is well, through the lower back and through the shoulder neck region, perhaps you'll raise an arm. As you inhale, we'll raise the right arm. Shoulder height, flip the palm. In line with the ear if you can. As you exhale, fold to your left. Whether you're raising the right arm or not, folding to your left. Inhale smoothly back. Exhale, release the right arm. Shoulder height, flip the palm. Inhale the left, raise the arm if it feels good, extend it well. Exhale to your right. Inhale back. Exhale, release. Inhale, raise the right arm. Exhale, fold to your left, keep the gaze straight ahead. Inhale back. Exhale, release. Inhale left. Exhale, fold. Inhale back. Exhale, release. Inhale right. Don't fight. Feel your body's reaction. Exhale, fold. Inhale back. Exhale, release. Inhale left. Exhale, fold. Inhale back. Exhale, smoothly release. I'll encourage you to come standing. No hands. You can be as creative as possible, but don't force. If you need to use hands for, please do so. But one of the more accessible ways, if you're not familiar, is sweeping your legs to one side. And if you have followed me in sweeping your legs to one side, whatever side you have habitually come to, I'll encourage you to sweep your legs to the other side. Once you've arrived there, that's maybe a little more challenging. Take your time. Maybe a little momentum to rise in your knees. And readjust your legs so they're almost hip distance apart. Step one leg front as best you can. Heel to toes fully grounded. Tuck the back toes, thinking pushing feet away from each other. And smoothly come up. But don't force. Come up in whichever way is necessary for you. Once you've arisen, once you're up, turn to the long edge of your mat. And we'll step a little bit more towards the right edging of the mat as best you can if space is allowing. And come to Tadasana for a moment. So the mountain pose. Awareness into the feet, the toes and the heels lightly together. If it's uncomfortable for the ankles, little distance between the feet and toes pointing ahead. Feels good, bring them together. Shift the weight around, share the weight evenly in the feet for a moment. Hands come to the side to face the thighs, shoulders slightly roll open. Gaze is front, but recognize you're not elevating the chin up. Slightly drawn back. Ear over the shoulder. And be there for a few steady breaths. How grounded can you be? How evenly can you share the weight throughout the feet? Breathe. disturbing much. The intention is raising the arms into Parvatasana. If you have any challenge in the shoulders or the neck, mindful of the degree you raise the arms. As you inhale, take it out to the side. Shoulder height, flip the palm. All is well, the intention is in line with the ears, palms are lightly pressed and gaze to the thumb, but no challenge in the neck. As you exhale, simultaneously release the arms, gaze front, shoulder height, flip the palm down, bottom of the breath, hands to thighs. Inhale, smoothly raise it. Can you fully coordinate with the breath? If it's a challenge, don't fight it, work towards it. Exhale, smoothly release. How firm are your feet? Inhale, smoothly rest it. All is well. Be there for a moment, lightly gazing towards the thumbs. If the arms need to be lowered, please be there. Don't force. Be aware of your body's reaction. Be aware of the sternum, so your ribs are coming back. Beautiful. If you're gazing up, drop the gaze so it's straight ahead. Keep the right arm up, but as you exhale, release the left. If this is a particular challenge, both arms can be released. Sternum is a little back. Next exhale, fold to the left from the waist. So right arm remains up, you're folding to the left from the waist. Be there for a few steady breaths. Mind if you're not dropping your head. Encourage strength in the neck while maintaining the head at mid-level as you fold. Breathe. Beautiful. Keep the hips square, sternum back. As you inhale, raise back up. Welcome the left back. Shoulder height, flip the palm. As you exhale, release the right arm. Right arm down by the side. If necessary, both arms down. Sternum back. Next exhale, fold to the right from the waist. Right hand is down by the side of the body. Gaze is straight ahead. Feeling and experiencing that opening. Left hip working up the side of the body. Breathe. Super. Inhale, smoothly back. Welcoming the right all the way back. Really lengthen. Your next exhale, release both arms to shoulder height. Shoulder height, flip the palms. We'll maintain it here. If this is challenging, hands on the hips any moment when it feels good, you're mindfully applying your practice, you can return to shoulder height. Focus on a point in front of you. Sternum is back. Bend the right knee, lift the heels. Feel the weight switch to your left side. Evenly share the left foot. Be as you are. Little practice, however, raise the left foot a little. Further practice, raise the right thigh rather. You're raising right leg rather than the left. Raise it high. Spine is lifted. Note if you're leaning back to try and lift the leg or you round into your spine. Much more important to have a lifted spine. So the leg is lower if necessary. Breathe. Super. Exhale, release the right. Then release the arms. A light rolling out of the shoulders in one direction. And then changing direction. Hands to the hips, or you return to shoulder height. Hunch the shoulders up where you don't want them to be. Then release them down. Sternum is back. Bend the left knee. Feel the weight switch to the right foot. In your own time as you inhale, raise the left leg. Thinking thighs raising high. Focus on your point to help maintain the balance. Breathe long and soft. Beautiful. Now the intention here is to step the left leg out to the side. If this is a challenge, please ground the foot and then walk it out. All is well. You're thinking about 3 foot apart, smoothly stepping the left leg out to the side. Then release the arms, shoulders free. Light rolling out of the shoulders, one direction and the other. Bring your awareness into your feet. The intention is 3 foot, but if this is a challenge, you can be less as necessary and build towards. Your heels are aligned, feet are parallel initially, hands on the hips. Focus on a point in front of you, right toes turn out a little and the left toes turn out a little. This feels good. You're focused on a point in front of you, right toes out a lot and left toes out a lot, but don't fight for depth. There's a slight tuck of the pelvis and sternums maintained back. As you exhale, you bend at the knees. You note that your knees are shooting out in the direction of your toes. Your spine is lifted. Be here and breathe. If you feel and perceive and can even see that you're beginning to lean front, or trust your ribs. This is a suggestion you're gone a little too far. Come back up, sternum back, shoulder over the hip as best you can, and be there. Where do you feel it? Where is it beginning to respond? Beautiful. Next inhale, take the bend out of the knees, straighten the legs. Feet back to parallel. You can maintain the distance you're at. Little practice, however. Take the feet wider. So the full Utthita Hasta stance, the wide-legged stance. 3.5 to 4 foot, heels in line, feet parallel. You feel like the shoulders are fatigued. Hands on the thighs. All is well, shoulder height. But please mindfully apply. Chin is slightly back. Next inhale, flip the right palm to face the ceiling. Bring the arm in line with the ear, create this 90 degrees, sternums back. As you exhale, fold to your left from the waist. Inhale smoothly back. Exhale, release the right, shoulder height, flip the palm. Inhale the left, flip the palm, arm in line with the ear. Exhale, fold to your right. Inhale back. Exhale, release. Inhale the right, flip the palm, arm in line with the ear. Exhale, fold to your left. Maintain it there for a moment. If this is particularly challenging, you're fighting to be here, hands down with the sides of the body, experiencing it from there. Inhale smoothly up. Exhale, release the right, shoulder height, flip the palm. Inhale the left, flip the palm, arm in line with the ear, sternum is back. Exhale, fold to the right from the waist. As you fold, endeavour to keep that straight line across the hips. Often in an effort to mimic depth, we'll bring that left hip around. But keep the hips square, the sternum back, top arm straight as you can. Check in with your alignment. Beautiful. Inhale smoothly back. Exhale, release the left if the arm is up. And release the hands. A light rolling of the shoulder one direction. And then changing direction. Shoulders free. Walking or stepping the feet back together, whichever variation is best for you. And turn towards the front of your mat, coming towards the short edge of your mat. And be about a foot's distance or so from the front. Your feet are shoulder distance apart or wider, toes pointing straight ahead. The intention is a straight-legged forward fold. If you have any particular challenge in the lower back this morning, very mindful of the degree you fold front. And if it's very acute or if there's a challenge or uncomfortable, bend the knees. Little practice straighter legs. Hands will brace on the thighs. So the hands will be taking weight, pushing into the thighs. Push the bum a little back. So you'll notice your hip is becoming behind the heel line and it'll automatically hinge front from the hip rather than this habitual lumbar region, which creates a lot of tension if it's habitually done. Fold from the hip as best you can. Maybe this is your depth, keeping the legs straight, hinging from the hip and sternum a little back. But if this is accessible with your hands actively on your thighs, smoothly begin to fold front. As you fold, the first intention is straighter legs. The second intention then is to check in with the lower back. So if you come up to just the upper part of the lower back, just near the meeting of the middle back perhaps, what's the point that you come to that you begin to round? Can you just be before this point? And be there and breathe. Recognize if you're jutting the chin front in an effort to mimic more depth. Draw the chin back in a mild double chin. Breathe really well. As you work with the straighter legs, can you relax the knees? Often we hold the knees up, the kneecaps up, create a lot of tension in the front of the legs. Allow the kneecaps to be relaxed. This feels good, smoothly push your hips to the right. If you're working with the straighter legs, maintain legs straight. If you bend in the knees, equal bend in the knees and maintain. Can you have that length in the spine? Don't fight for depth. Breathe. Beautiful. Glide to your left. Pushing it to the left hip. And where do you feel it? Where responds? Is there a difference between the both sides? Super. Inhale back to center. Putting a little bend in the knees if you haven't already done so. Then bend the knees as much as you need to get the fingertips or the palms in front of the feet. Then walk your feet back towards the back of the mat, endeavouring to come to Adho Mukha Svanasana in the downward dog. It's quite a good distance between the feet and the hands, pushing the sternum back towards the torso rather than just the sternum back towards the thighs. Chin in the mild double chin. If you find this challenging, you can ground the knees at any moment. The downward facing warrior is welcome. All is well. You're mindfully applying your up for a few steady breaths. Lower belly is active. Think below the navel. Super. A bend in the knees. Now you can confront them whichever way is necessary. A little practice looking at your right wrist, your right knee behind the right wrist, the toes in line with the knee. Left knee behind the left wrist, toe in line with the knee also. Taking care if there's any challenge to the back of the body. Slowly rolling up. Head is the last thing to lift. Spine is lifted. Any challenge in the knee, please double over or triple over the mat as you need to. The intention is a variation of Ustrasana, the camel pose. Often in the back bend, if we tilt the pelvic front and we move from the lower back, there's a lot of compression that occurs here. What I'll encourage you to do is tuck the pelvis. Hips are pushing front, maintaining this beautiful length in the back as we feel an arch. Working through the preliminary stages, just the first stages as we build the practice a little. If you find it challenging to grab the toe or have the hand on the heel, you can tuck the toes, but mindful of pressure on the knee. Hands will begin on the hips initially, slight tuck of the pelvis. Extend your left arm front, just the left arm. If comfortable, begin to drop your gaze to your right. Any degree is welcome, the eventual intention is looking at the heel. Very comfortable now, reach back with the right hand and rest on the right heel. Toes can be tucked, recognize if the bum is working towards the heels. Keep the hip pushing front, slight tuck in the pelvis. Breathe. Beautiful. Bringing the right hand back to the right hip, followed by the gaze. Left hand, left hip now. Stretch the right arm front. There's no force. You recognize the steps. You can be at any of the steps. Drop your gaze to the left. Looking for the heel is the eventual intention. Then drop the left hand towards the heel. Toes can be tucked. Push the hips slightly front. Feel and breathe. If there's a challenge in the neck, keep the gaze straight ahead. Reach front with the right arm. Beautiful. Bulk muscle lightly engaged. Left hand, left hip, followed by the gaze, followed by releasing of the right hand. Edge your knees together and turning towards the long edge of your mat. Scooch a little bit more towards the left side of your mat, but don't force. Any challenge in the left knee now, you're welcome to double over the mat as you need to. Little practice, one smooth step or a few steps, shoot the right leg right out to the side. Look at your left knee, draw a line along from the left knee straight out to the side, and it's the right heel, not the middle or the front of the foot. The right heel is landing on the line, the foot is at a slight angle. Square your hip to the best of your ability. A slight, very mild tuck, so hips are in line. Right hand will rest on the right thigh. Left hand can be down by the side of the body, being here. If it feels good, however, as you inhale, raise the left. As you exhale, fold to the right from the waist. As you fold, just like our previous side folds in our practice so far, keep the sternum back. Truly folding from the waist and encouraging beautiful length in the side of the body. Breathe. No force in the neck. Inhale smoothly back. Exhale, release the right. One smooth step or a few steps, the right knee back to meet the left. And scoot more towards the right edging of your mat. Double over the mat for a sensitive right knee. And when you feel steady, one smooth step or a few steps, the left leg up. Knee to heel alignment. Left foot is at a slight angle. Your hips are squaring front. Below the navel is engaged. Left hand, left thigh. Right hand, right thigh. You can fold from here. Little practice, so every inhale, raise the right arm. Shoulder height with the palm arm in line with the ear. The shoulders relax. Sternum is back. As you exhale, fold from the left. And notice the difference between both sides. How long and steady can your breath be? Inhale smoothly back, take care. Exhale, release the right arm if you've chosen to raise. One smooth step, or as necessary, left back to meet the right. Few variations. You can keep your knees together, and if it's accessible, you're welcome to sit back on your heels, but sitting tall. Recognize if you're leaning front to try and avoid being fully in the posture. A different variation may be required. If comfortable, you're here, sitting tall. If necessary, a cross-legged position. So choose which is best and appropriate for you. No matter where you are, you're sitting as tall as you can. Chin is a little back. Your left hand outside of the right thigh. Your right hand can be the right side behind, the fingertips lightly grounding. But if it feels steady, sweep your right arm around and start for the left hip, maybe even the top of the left thigh. As you inhale, sit tall. As you exhale, get a little twisted towards your right. Gaze follows if it feels good. Breathe. Inhale, land. Exhale, twist. Inhale through the center. Left hand, left side and behind. Right hand over the thigh. If it feels good, that left hand is reaching all the way around for right hip or top of thigh. Inhale, sit tall, but shoulders are relaxed. Exhale, twist to your left. As you twist, note if you're lifting your ribs to mimic depth of the twist. Come back to center. If you notice this, draw your sternum back. Then get twisted from there. A more true twist through the spine. Inhale, coming back to center. If you're on your knees, taking care, taking your hands front and raise tall on your knees. If you're in a cross-legged position, sweep your legs around, come onto all fours. The shoulders over the wrists, fingers well spread. We'll keep the knees and the feet together, but you're intending your knees are underneath your hips. So hip is over the knee alignment. All is well here, take your hands to be wider. So you're working to a little wider than your shoulders. You've any tenderness in your lower back or any sensitivity in your knees, please mindfully apply. As you exhale, drop your hips to your right. Inhale smoothly back. Exhale to your left. You can keep both arms a little straighter. Inhale back. Exhale left. Or to your right even. Inhale back. Exhale left. Inhale back. Exhale right. And be there for a moment. Note where do you feel. Perhaps a reaction to the outer hip. If you feel a pinching on the inner groin, come back. Don't force into depth. Beautiful. Inhale back. Exhale to your left. Then both arms work a little straighter. Is the left shoulder working close to the ear? Shoulder draws away. Create a little space. Inhale back. Readjusting the hands back underneath the shoulders, readjusting the knees now. So the intention is a forearms distance between the knees, then a forearms distance or perhaps a little more from the knees to the placement of the hands. If this particular alignment creates a challenge on your wrist or you feel that it's too close, hands further. Make fists if necessary also if it's particularly challenging for the wrist. A few rounds of your tiger breathing as you inhale, arch to the lower, the middle, feel the movement, the upper, slightly lift the head. As you exhale around the lower, the middle, the upper, and release the head. Breathe as much as you need to if you can coordinate. Inhale, arch, lower, feel middle, upper, head, draw the shoulder down the back. Exhale around. Inhale, arch. Exhale around. Inhale, arch. Exhale around. Beautiful. Inhale back to an easy spine. Knees wider, as wide as your mat. Slide your big toes together, and if it's part of your practice and accessible, sit on the heels, but the hips can be higher. First variation with the arms is extended fully out in front and forehead to mat. If necessary, stack your palms or stack your fists and be here. A few steady breaths. If your arms are fully extended out in front, lightly push away the mat. We are in a resting posture, the downward facing warrior, or still remaining a little active by pushing away the mat and that slight lifting up action through base of pelvic and below the navel. Breathe. Beautiful. If your arms are extended out in front, please maintain them as they are. Any other variation, please extend your arms out in front. Have the head a little elevated now, no matter where you are. With the arms fully extended without lifting up the hip or disturbing from the position you started in. Keep the distance between the hands and the feet. The intention is a downward dog. If it feels good, smoothly coming up step by step, raise the hip. Feet to shoulder distance, then take the toes under, raise the knee. Push the hip up and back. If this is a challenge or any force is created through the shoulder or the wrist, come back a step. Feels good, you're there. Breathe really well. Beautiful. A little bend in the knees. The intention is a seated position on your back, and you can arrive there in whichever way is necessary. Little practice, however. Right knee, right wrist, shin diagonal, left shin stacks on top or ankles sitting back. And if the wall isn't too close, then just one light roll back. Once you arrive, a little rolling side to side, thighs in close to your chest, chin in a mild double chin. Coming to rest with your rolling. Keep the bend in the knees, ground the feet and slide the legs up. With the legs working straight, the intention is the back of the ribs so the sternum comes to the mat, so you feel that as your middle back grounding. Maybe your mild arch in the lower back, natural curve is maintained. Below the navel is lightly engaged. Any challenge in the back of the body, please keep the hands on the sides of the body and maybe underneath the buttock muscles. Second variation is hands can be done by the sides. And thirdly, if you have no challenge in your neck or shoulder, perhaps you extend your arms up and over. But recognize if your ribs elevate to achieve this. If this occurs, please bring the hands back down with the sides. Sternum is back. Heels push away. Feet together. As you inhale, without jerking, smoothly raise the right leg up. If it's a challenge to raise the right leg straight up, you can bend the knee and then straighten the leg to whichever degree is achievable for you. As you exhale, smoothly release a straight leg or bend the knee and slide the foot back out to being straight and grounded. Inhale, right. Exhale, release. Can you keep the middle back grounding? Inhale, right. Exhale. Inhale, smoothly raise it without jerking. Exhale. Inhale, smoothly raise it. And then be there. Breathe really well. The eventual tension is almost 90 degrees. The ankle, knee and hip almost in a straight line, stacked upon each other. If necessary, bend the knee. Thigh can be further away from the body if necessary. Steady breath. What's happening to the left leg? The left leg's very active. Toes to the ceiling. Heel push away. Breathe. Beautiful. Next exhale, bend the right knee if you haven't already done so. Grab the outside of the right thigh with the left hand. And bring the right arm to shoulder height, cactus arm or straight arm with the palm down. As you exhale, draw the right leg over towards the left side of the body. But only to the point you can keep the back of the right shoulder grounding. Comfortable for the neck, gaze to the right now. Oh, where do you feel it? Where response? Mindful of any pinching on the inner right groin now. Don't fight for that. Inhale, center. Return the arms to the original position and extending the right leg straight. As you exhale, releasing the right leg with a straight leg or bent knee. Sternum back. Middle back is grown. Inhale the left without jerking, particularly as you begin the lift. As you exhale, release. How softly can you land your left heel on the ground? Inhale, straight leg or bent knee. Exhale, feel your body's reaction. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale smoothly up. And maintain it there. As you come to your maximum height of comfort with the left leg, note if you're jutting your chin up towards the ceiling to achieve this. Chin is down and back in a mild double chin. Recognizes there's space being created between the back of the ribs and the mat. Maintain this connection also. Feel and breathe. Beautiful. Exhale. Bend the left knee if you haven't already done so. The right hand, if accessible, grabs the outer edge of the left thigh, left arm, straight arm, shoulder height, or cactus arm. As you exhale, get nice and twisted. Left leg over towards the right side of the body. Gaze to your left, but don't fight the neck. Feel a good solid connection between the back of the left shoulder and the mat. If it's elevated to any degree, bring the left leg back more center where you can gain a connection. Then get twisted from there. Inhale, center. Keep the bend in the left knee. We'll ground the left foot. Bend the right knee. Ground the right foot. Both hands will come down with the sides of the body. If the hands are underneath the bum, taking them out so they're down with the sides of the body and the heels are sliding towards the fingertip. Shoulder distance off between the feet. Your knees are going in the direction of the toes. Pressurize your feet. Chin in a mild double chin. Push the hip. Recognize that it's the lower back that lifts first. Middle back still grounded. As you inhale, the middle back raises. And if comfortable, you're exploring the upper back, but no pressure on the lower back as you raise. As you exhale, release the upper if you're there, middle and lower back. Inhale, pressurize the feet, smoothly feel and raise. Exhale, feel the movement, smoothly coming down. Inhale, pressurize the feet, softly push the hip. Then maintain it there for a few breaths. But if you're maintaining, please check into your neck, your lower back, the hip and the knee. There's no fight in any of these areas. If any challenge presents, you are welcome to continue with the movement if that's comfortable, or take rest at any moment. If you are maintaining, feet are pressurized in each inhale, you go a little higher. Beautiful. With care, if you're still up, as you exhale, upper, middle, and the lower back. This is good. Raise the feet a little up off the mat. Bring the knees a little closer. Bring the thigh towards the chest a little to where your knees are directly over your hip. Be as you are. See if you can connect the middle back with the mat and the chin in a mild double chin. If it's accessible, however, you raise the lower leg up, 90 degrees between the thigh and the calf muscle, heel pushes away. This still feels good. Raise one arm up, finger points straight up towards the ceiling, and the other arm. And then here, a few steady breaths. Mild arch of the lower back's okay. Mindful if the ribs are lifting up towards the ceiling, mindful if the chin is elevating up. And can you be there and breathe? Few steady breaths. As it gets more challenging, the breath goes longer, the breath goes softer. Engage more through the base of the pelvis. A light drawing up action. As a result, below the navel becomes active. Beautiful. Next exhale. Thighs in towards the chest, grab the legs, head towards the knee, nice tight body. Inhale, release the head. Release the legs. Release and rest in Shavasana. Make all the necessary adjustments that are required for you to be in a rested position of effortlessness. As you come to the end of your practice, just a brief Shavasana. Allowing the eyes to close and the mouth closed. And as you come to the end of your practice, you create space to welcome any changes that may have been brought about. And to truly release. Release the weight of your body. Release any tension that may still linger after your practice. Release any worry that occupies the space of the mind. Any narratives or stories that don't serve you. Release them all into the earth. All being accepted, supported, never being too much. And safe in the knowledge that the body is truly held. Set your attention free to move through the body and to experience what arises. Any vibration, any pulsing, any sensation at the toes, ankles, calf muscles, knees, buttock muscles, the whole of the pelvic region. Spine, lower, middle, upper back, back of neck, belly. Feel any sensation, any release of holding at the belly. Lightness in the belly. Space between the ribs, the chest, freedom in the chest. Fingers, elbows, shoulders, neck. How light and free is the jaw. Tongue, nose, eyes, ears, forehead, whole of the scalp, whole body, feeling the whole body. Beautiful vibration, pulsing, any sensation. Whole body. And from this whole body awareness, softly begin to extend your awareness beyond the body. Allow it to diffuse into the environment that holds you, surrounds you. And you gently begin to stir the body as you bring the feet together. Right arm up overhead and the left to the belly. Folding the left knee and with care roll to your right. When there's steadiness achieved, no trace of dizziness, push up. Any seated variation, eyes closed. Coming to the end of your practice, take a moment to note any difference to the start of your practice, physical body or mind. Lightly rubbing the pants. Raise the hands over the eyes, gently up. And extend a massage throughout the entire region of the face. Taking the hands a small distance away from the eyes. Gently blink the eyes open, gaze into the palms. Namaste. Thank you all so much. I hope you had a good practice. I hope the rest of your day goes well. I look forward to connecting with you in your next practice. Thank you.